Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals. The topic of my faith came up today and a lot of days, so let's talk about it and clear some things up. I don't view death as a final endpoint, but as a transition within a larger continuum of consciousness. While modern science has not fully explained consciousness, fields like quantum physics and neuroscience increasingly raise questions about whether awareness is strictly confined to the brain or whether it may interact with deeper structures of reality that we do not yet fully understand. Theories about non-local consciousness and the observer effect suggests that reality itself may be more interconnected and less materially fixed than once believed. Exploratory framework such as the gateway process cannot conclusively validate, but it does reflect a broader scientific curiosity of scientific awareness and the possibility that human perception can extend beyond ordinary sensory limits. And rather than treating these ideas like proven mechanisms, I see them as indicators that our current models of consciousness may be incomplete. From a theological perspective, both the Bible and the Quran describe the afterlife not as an instant binary outcome, but as a process involving reflection, accountability, and transformation. In Christianity, passages such as 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verses 13 to 15 describe a refining process where a person's life is tested by fire, suggesting evaluation rather than immediate finality. So in Islam, the concept of barzakh, Quran 2399 through 100, presents an intermediate state between death and resurrection, where the soul exists in a condition of awareness prior to final judgment. These frameworks align with the idea that the transition after death may involve stages of understanding rather than a single irreversible moment. Historically, religious texts have been preserved, translated, and interpreted across centuries. The formation of the biblical canon, shaped through early councils and theological debate, demonstrates that what we now read as scripture emerged through a human process of selection and transmission. At the same time, Islamic tradition emphasizes the preservation of the Quran to their original form, while still acknowledging the depth of interpretation required to fully understand it. Studying additional historical writings, such as the Book of Enoch, can provide insight into early cosmological ideas about layered heavens, judgment, and the structure of the unseen world. Taken together, these perspectives suggest that reality and whatever follows death may be multidimensional in ways that are both scientifically and spiritually significant. Rather than a simplistic division between reward and punishment, it is plausible to consider a model in which individuals encounter the full weight of their actions, they process unresolved aspects, and then they move through stages of awareness or reconciliation. Equally important is recognizing that no single tradition holds a complete monopoly on truth. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, they all emphasize moral accountability, but the reality of judgment, with the importance of aligning one's life with higher principles, it's like these shared foundations. They point to a deeper unified connection, right? Like justice and the connection of the soul is there on all three monotheistic planes, and that is fascinating. For that reason, I believe the pursuit of truth requires both faith and critical inquiry, and also openness to scientific discovery alongside of serious engagement with serious spiritual tradition. Because if consciousness extends beyond death, then understanding it is not only a philosophical question, but it's also an ethical question. It's going to challenge us to live deliberately, to question responsibility, and to seek truth with both humility and courage. That's what I think anyway.